Hi guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel Because I'm Gorgeous. And simply what we're talking about today is taking control of your health, getting fit, and just finding, that happy place. I topped the scale in 2009 at 354 pounds, hence the title that I used. I was almost 400 pounds. But standing at 6 feet tall, I didn't really see it. Now when I look back at pictures, of course I see that, gosh, I lost a lot of weight. But look at that moment, in that space, I didn't feel like I weighed what I looked like. And because of that, because I could still, like I say, dress well or whatever, it didn't bother me. Well, in 2010, my back went out for about 3 months. It was a debilitating back issue. I really couldn't walk. Well, I really couldn't walk, really couldn't move. And then, you know how you make those promises to God saying, hey God, if you get me out of this situation, I'll do right. Well, of course I didn't. I did for a little bit, and then I went back to my regular scheduled program of the way that I ate. And then 2011, it happened again, but this time it was much worse and much longer. I spent pretty much 5 months bedridden. It was at that moment I said, God, for real, seriously, I'm going to do right. Please heal my back. Please do whatever. I'm going to do right. Well, of course, I began before I could even exercise, and I couldn't really control my meals because I couldn't cook. I did lose weight, and it was funny because even when I ate fast food, I didn't lose weight. But my parents, they basically took care of me. I ate 3 square meals a day, and I lost about 20 pounds during those 5 months of being on bed rest. Kind of crazy, but it happened. And I remember dreaming about being a runner. I said, you know what, I'm not really going to focus on weight because I've tried to lose weight before and I've lost it and I gained it back. But I said, you know what, I'm going to really focus on being a runner. I said, because I want to do something different. And I just remember even when I couldn't walk, really couldn't even roll over, I remember dreaming saying, God, I'm going to be a runner. That's all I thought about. That's all I dreamed about was being a runner. And so when the pain began to lighten on my back and I began to walk, I started in August with Weight Watchers. I started in the gym, doing like 2 minutes, literally 2 minutes. That was it. And then I would come back to the apartment. And then I started with 1 day a week. And I said, well, if I come 1, then I'll try 2. And here it is, 2012, from August of 11 to 2012. I walk 4 miles a day, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Tuesday and Thursday, I do Zumba and any physical activity that I can, which is really important to me. I know you're thinking, I can't do it, I'm busy, I have kids, yada, yada, yada. I think like this, if you make excuses, then you'll never get it done. The most important thing is, you have to say that I'm worth it. That's the biggest thing that I have to say when I don't feel like exercising, when I don't feel like eating right. I tell myself that I'm worth it. Right now I sit at about 294. I had got down to 284, but I was doing like a vegan diet, and when I went back to just doing like a pescatarian diet, like seafood and stuff, that's when I basically, I'm gonna pause it because that's loud. Okay, and so even with the pescatarian diet, so when I went back to eating like breads and stuff, because I did a vegan diet for maybe about 3 weeks to a month, which it had its health benefits, but that's not just the world that I live in. That's not realistic, and so it wasn't me standing in my truth. That's not something I could do long term. But pescatarian, because I live in Florida, so seafood is readily available. It's practically inexpensive, compared to other places or whatnot, and so I gained about 8 pounds. I lost 8 pounds and I gained it back. So I'm sitting at 294, but I'm at my healthiest I've ever been. Like, I desire to work out. If I don't work out, I feel kind of off. So I have to get in my 5 days a week. And I want to speak to my lovely black sisters. Sometimes we make the excuse like, I don't want to get my hair sweaty. I don't want to sweat out my press. Or I just got my hair sewn in, or whatever it is. My thing is, like, I read a research that was one of the reasons why we as black women, we don't want to exercise, is because we don't want to get our hair messed up. And my thing is, now I'd rather mess my hair up than to have to deal with diabetes, to deal with high blood pressure and stuff, because that medicine is expensive. I know from my own family, that stuff runs deep. It's deeply rooted. My mother had a heart attack, my daddy has diabetes, so dealing with all of that, even when they experienced that, it still wasn't a wake-up call until you deal with your own health issues where you say, okay, I need to turn this thing around. So I brought some little things today to say these are the things that I use when I'm working out. Something to pull your hair back. You can get this from the Dollar Tree. It's by Goodies. You can use basically a do-rag to tie your hair, especially if you have a wrap and your hair is natural. You're gonna sweat your hair, period. It just sometimes it's more severe than others, but my main thing is being active at least 30 minutes a day, 3 to 5 days a week. You'll begin to see the benefits. Of course, I feel better, and I feel like when you feel better on the inside, that it transmits on the outside, and that's the big thing. And drinking lots of water. For me, water was nasty. I felt like my mouth would tighten up when I would drink water, and I would only drink like a sip or two. But it's like, that's the thing I desire. I don't really drink. I was never really a soda person. My best friend is laughing at me. I was never really a soda person. So just learning to love the things. Because I remember somebody had said this prayer, Lord, help me to love the things that are good for me and to hate the things that are bad for me. And in a sense, it does work. You know, praying those things and positive affirmations. I feel like this, you gotta see yourself before you actually see yourself. I don't want to make this video long. I'm going to have many, many more, and to show you my struggles, because every day is not a good day. There are moments like these past 2 weeks, 3 friends of mine lost their parents. So, you know, even though it wasn't me, I wasn't directly affected by that, but I was indirectly affected by it, where I started eating my emotions because they were hurting and I couldn't help them. And so then I started taking on that pressure along with them. And just dealing with all of that, and I had to say, no, Keisha, let's not, you know, resort to what you would normally do to fix your emotions. Let's get out and go walk. I mean, right now the weather's still beautiful before the summertime hits and that heat and humidity hits, that this is the perfect time. I work out outside. That's beyond Zumba on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Other than that, I'm outside. Now, when it gets to like 100 degrees, yes, I will go inside a gym or walk in the early mornings or the cool of the evening. But the main thing that I just want to get out to you is don't use any excuses. Don't use your kid, don't use your job, don't use nothing. You know, you gotta take control of your health. So it's like this: you either get in control of your health voluntarily or do it on an involuntary basis. And that is all. Goodbye.